Smile.
But I'm not happy.
People
Why are you
staring.
I don't want to do this.
You have to. They'll know
No one
something's
cares
wrong.
about your
Why
life.
is that bad?
Nobody cares. They won't understand.
Nobody
You want to
cares.
go home. You'll hurt their feelings.
This was ridiculous.
What are we even talking about?
Just
You want
keep
to keep them happy.
What if they
They're
think
gonna
you're
be mean.
stupid?
Just keep them happy.
Just keep them happy.
Just lie.
I'm not here to sugarcoat, life's already a bumpy road. Too much shelter causes pain, let's just be real honest. Things are gonna knock you down, avoidance will not help you out. Let's talk it through, here me and you, let's keep it real honest.
Hi, welcome to Real Honest. This is a podcast where I share candid thoughts and feelings. I'm already laughing, oh my gosh, about life, love, and relationships, God and church, adulting, the workplace, and everything in between. I'm your host. My name is Samantha, and you probably won't always like me, but I will always be really, really honest with you. Okay, sorry, I'm super giddy because today's story behind the song is highly, highly, highly requested. So I hope you guys enjoy. If you are new here, 2 years ago, just about, coming up on 2 years ago, I was in a situationship for a quarter of a summer. It was like a week. But it was very intense for me. I fell in love. I got angry. I wrote a lot of songs. And it's just been the thing that has entertained people the most on this podcast, I guess. So I shared a couple of the songs on here, and I enjoyed doing the breakdowns so much that I went back to other songs that I've written. And so I have been doing of late, I guess at least season 2 on, I've been doing story behind the songs in the order in which they were written. So starting when I was probably, 13, 14, I think is when I started writing music, starting there and just growing myself up so that they would get better over time, because so many of them are so laughably bad that it's I'm not even going to embarrass myself by putting them on here. So I have to like them a little bit to play them here. But basically, I have reached a point in the timeline where most of the songs are really sad. And the week that this podcast comes out, I am going to be really sad because it's my birthday week and I get back from Disney at 2:00 in the morning on my birthday. So I'm going to just be sobbing. And then I have that day to decompress and prepare. And then I go to work again the next day. The whole thing was poorly planned. I'm fully aware. And then I'm going to just be sad and in a bad mood the whole week with getting thrown back into work. And so I'm moving this song up in the timeline because I'm going to need something the week that it's out to make me laugh. And this song really puts me in a good mood. So I am genuinely so sorry to the man that I wrote this song about for everything that is about to follow on this episode. Yeah, I don't even really know how to set this up, so let's just dive in. Oh wait, here's a good setup. As I am dragging this song over from Apple Music, I had completely forgotten. So the title of the EP is Oh No, and my album cover for this EP, it is me as a wedding guest. So I'm in a fancy dress because I'm at some wedding that I went to at a barn, and it poured rain right after this wedding. So there's a looming dark cloud behind me. That's just I thought it's really on the nose, but oh well. It's not like anybody has this album but me. Coming in hot with the Apple Loops as we do.
Which one of us tells more lies? You hide behind a mask of truth, the ultimate disguise. I can't seem to figure out how we even started this, but maybe I knew all along and intentionally avoided it. I was fine just being friends, but you had to go and ruin it. Had me waiting for a blanket fort and you to take me out to breakfast. You act like it's on me that you can't make up your mind. Do I bother you or do you want me over? How come I hear from you less when you are sober? Tell me what you want, tell me what you need, if you even know, because you never even asked me. Time Being with you is magic, kinda makes me wanna risk it all. But the thought of you touching me ever again makes my skin crawl. You wanna pretend we're besties even though I never kiss my friends, then punish me for caring with the parade of girls you serenade and pet dogs with. Who took that first step, you or me, across that line? Do I bother you or do you want me over? How come I hear from you less when you are sober? Tell me what you want, tell me what you need, if you even know, because you never even asked me. Tell me, are you scared we would work too well? Or is me and you truly your mind's version of hell? Is any warm body enough for you? Does it never make a difference who is lying there too? Do you know you make me think if I make you wanna drink? Is my skin too dark? Do I have too many stretch marks? Do I bother you or do you want me over? How come I hear from you less when you are sober? Tell me what you want, tell me what you need, if you even know, because you never even asked me. Are you sick of me or do you want me closer? Is your door unlocked? It's yes or it's no, sir. I'll tell you what I want, tell you what I need, if you even care to know, you never even asked me.
You guys, I'm in tears. What a throwback. When I wrote this, I listened to it nonstop. Like, I just put it on repeat every day for like a month, and it put me in the best mood. I had so much fun writing this song. I had so much fun recording it. I maintain this is the best song I have ever written. This shit slaps. Like, I don't care what anybody says. This is amazing. But also, wow, I was so mad. It's like, and it's like, oh, like, what a cute little time capsule. It's like, I was so angry and I was so sad. And now it's hilarious to me, which I don't know if that's a good thing. I guess it's like, it should be a good thing that I'm not like sad anymore. But I was like, wow, I was like, oh, poor. It's like that. I was like, the girl that wrote that song, she was so sad and could only express it as anger because she didn't want to say that she was sad. And now I'm just like, oh, baby, I just want to help you. Okay, let's break down these lyrics, and God help us all, because you know, I listened to like Kendrick's diss track the other day, and I was like, oh my gosh, that was so mean. And then I was listening to this and I was like, oh my gosh, this is so mean. Oh my gosh, I'm like sweating. Okay, verse 1. I wonder which one of us tells more lies. You hide behind a mask of truth, the ultimate disguise. I maintain that this is genius. So mostly because I think that he and I both pride ourselves on being honest people. It's a personality trait that we lead with, is like, you can trust me. But we also both lie a lot. I think we both lie the most when we haven't fully processed through something, so we don't actually know what the truth is. And if you're not lying intentionally, are you still lying? Maybe that doesn't count. I think there has to be intention there. But I would also say, like, I have people-pleasing tendencies, so I will lie to people to make them feel better because I think that the truth is going to hurt their feelings, and I don't want to hurt their feelings. I struggle with that a lot. I think for him, it has more to do with how people perceive him. Like, I'm like, I don't want you to feel bad, so I'm gonna lie to you to make you feel better. And I think he's like, I don't want to feel bad, so I'm gonna lie to you so that you don't respond in a way that makes me feel bad. Also, his favorite sentence is, trust me, I'm lying. And he's a regular comedian, literally, actual comedian. So it's one of those things that because he is telling jokes all the time, like you expect him to be telling jokes all the time, but sometimes he's serious. And if it's said in like a jokey way, then you can't really tell. And he's so charismatic. I swear to you, this man could get away with murder because he could like walk up to you and tell you that he murdered someone, but say it as a joke. So you're going to assume he's kidding and then move on. And then if later you see in the news that the person was actually killed and then you confront him, he'd be like, well, I told you. If you didn't believe me, that's on you. Or he would like tell you that he killed someone, but like dead ass serious, but you still think he's joking because you're like, you're not a murderer. I know you wouldn't kill someone. And then the person winds up dead. And so you're like, oh my gosh, you actually killed this person. And he'd be like, no, I didn't. I was joking. And you would just never know. You just never know what the truth is. And you're just constantly running around like a chicken with your head cut off. And at some point, you got to just decide. It's like, you know what? I'm just going to trust you. I'm going to just take everything you say at face value because it's too much work to do this mental gymnastics. So that was something that I actually thought about a lot at the time. I was like, I feel like I lie a lot, but I feel like you lie a lot. Like, I really don't know which of us lies more. And the whole you hide behind a mask of truth, it was because he's so blunt and direct and upfront and honest all the time that you would never expect him to lie to you, which is the ultimate disguise. The next line, I can't seem to figure out how we even started this, but maybe I knew all along and intentionally avoided it. This is interesting. See this, I love an introspective girl. Good job, Samantha. You were thinking hard. So I still to this day have legitimately no idea how we became a thing. Like, I do not have the slightest clue. I have searched my journals. I have asked him. I have asked friends that I was close to at the time. Absolutely no idea. I do remember at some points, like, I feel like I was like in a dream state the whole time. And there were like moments of lucid dreaming where I would be like aware of what was going on. And I'd look around and I'd be like, I've been in this man's apartment for 3 days. How did I get here? Why did I come here? Why am I still here? What's going on? Like, just constant confusion. And then whenever that happens, I have a habit of blaming myself. So that's why I had the line of maybe I knew all along and I intentionally avoided it. I was trying to say, like, maybe I knew that there was something between us and I knew that it couldn't go anywhere. So I was intentionally not engaging in it and you kind of forced my hand. So you suck. But I actually think this lyric is more of a like past trauma callback because the married guy that I dated by accident, well, I dated him on purpose, but I didn't know he was married. So I dated the married guy for 2.5 years before he confessed that he was married. And if you guys didn't know, memories can be edited. They explain this in Inside Out, which is essentially like if you are, whatever emotion you're feeling when you recall a memory leaves a mark on that memory. So let's say you have a happy childhood memory. If you are sad when you recall the memory, then the next time you recall the memory, it's going to have a sad tint to it. It's not going to be the same happy memory that it was originally. And it might be that there were happy and sad aspects of it and you focus on them differently at different times. But it's the same as like when you get new information, it changes memories. So like, I am adamant that I did not know this man was married for the 2.5 years that I believed that he was my boyfriend. But now that I know he's married, and from the moment he told me he was married on, I look back at the first 2.5 years with him, knowing, like as me today, knowing that he was married. And so any little thing, like I think about little hints, like he had a wedding band that he wore on a different finger. And I'm thinking to myself, like, I must have seen that. Like I saw that and I knew that it was a wedding ring and I knew that he was putting it on a different finger to deceive me and I let him do that. And this whole thing is my fault because I'm just a terrible homewrecker. And like, that's not true. Like the truth is that I had absolutely no idea. But I can't unknow it. So it just like, it sucks because I had a lot of like beautiful memories with him that are now all ruined by how it ended. And so I think that's really more what I was thinking of with like this situation, is I was thinking like, what's going on here is not good for either of us. And I know that, and I have to take responsibility for it. So it's not even right for me to say like, oh, I have no idea how I got here. I don't know how long I've been here. I don't know how we got into this. Like, I know, but really I didn't. Okay, moving on to the second part of verse 1. I was fine just being friends, but you had to go and ruin it. Had me waiting for a blanket fort and you to take me out to breakfast. Okay, I was so mad at him. I just wanted the lyrics to be so specific that he could never hear this and not know that it was about him. And so, like, I legitimately was, like, chill to be friends. I was like, I'm chill to be friends. I'm chill to be more. Like, you just let me know. I don't really care. But his response to that was to say that he just wanted to be friends and then act like we were a couple. So naturally, we were both just very confused. And he would tell me these stories about like other people that he was dating or had dated, and like told me this whole story about building a blanket fort for some girl. And I was like, well, I'm a girl and I like blanket forts. And he'd be like, okay, I'll build you one, fine. But then he never did it. And then he would just randomly get these like bursts of energy and be like, we're gonna go out to breakfast tomorrow. Like, we're gonna go, like, insert name of restaurant that I really like a lot. And I would get so excited. And then I would wake up the next day and dude would be asleep until noon. And I'd be like, well, all right, we're not going to breakfast. Okay, moving into the chorus. Do I bother you or do you want me over? These were legitimate questions that I was asking him. I wrote this song and I think I sent it to him like 5 minutes later. I can't remember. I don't remember if I sat on it until I finished the EP. I'm pretty sure that I wrote the song and I sent it to him immediately. And then I wrote the rest of the EP and I sent those to him. I sat on those for a bit, like before I sent the newer ones. But I think this one was pretty, because I legitimately wanted to know. I was like, please answer these questions. Didn't do it. But he never said that I bothered him. He did say he wanted me over, kind of. I won't say often, but it was said. But I felt like I bothered him, because it's like we'd hang out for a week and then I wouldn't hear from him for months, and I'd be like, did I do something wrong? Do you hate me? Second line of the chorus is, how come I hear from you less when you are sober? I was just being an asshole because he kept telling me that he was getting sober and or going to rehab, and that was usually like the reason that I wouldn't hear from him for an extended period of time. But then when he was like for sure wasted or on drugs, like he would call me and I was like, why can't I have sober you? Like, why doesn't sober you like me? Like, what is it about me that drunk you is so attracted to, but sober you hates? The chorus goes on to say, tell me what you want, tell me what you need, if you even know, because you never even asked me. This is just a running joke that we have. Because when he heard the song, he's like, I never asked you. I got it. I got that I didn't ask you. Oh, and now it just, oh my God, it tickles me every time. But yeah, basically, I think he had no idea what he wanted and couldn't communicate it well, which is why it was so all over the place. And I knew what I wanted, but also I was like, I can go either way. Like, I was literally 50-50, chill to be friends, chill to be more. I was like, I definitely don't want to be nothing. If these are the two options, I don't even have a particular affinity for one over the other. I just want to choose. And I was very annoyed because everything was on his terms instead of like, this is when we're seeing each other, this is when we're talking, this is what we're doing. And I was never consulted of like, do I want to see you this often or this not often? Do I want to talk to, like, just didn't ask ever. Verse 2, time with you is magic, kind of makes me want to risk it all. I love that. I think that's so cute. Accurate. Yeah. Time with him was absolutely magical. It was like, I've never felt more special. Like, it's wild. Yeah, just, you can infer what makes you want to risk it all means. But the thought of you touching me my God. Okay. Woo, I forgot where this went. But the thought of you touching me ever again makes my skin crawl. Is that true? Like, I just, listening to this, I'm like, you couldn't have been that mad at him. Really? Like, what did he do? You know, I think this was after he brought some other girl to a movie and I had to like watch them be on a date and I lost it. I was so mad. Yeah, I was that mad. Okay, that makes sense. Okay. Also, rhyming all with crawl, that's not done often. Moving on. You want to pretend we're besties even though I never kissed my friends. I thought that was hilarious 2 years ago and I think it's hilarious now. And then punish me for caring with a parade of girls you serenade and pet dogs. Okay, this was he told me that he had like a system when he was on dating apps to like find things that they were interested in. And so like one of the like dates that he would do is they would go to like the animal shelter and pet dogs. I don't know, I'm allergic to dogs, so I wasn't fully paying attention to that. But there was some song. He plays guitar and is also like a decent singer. So he's like, I think he was like serenading people when they would come to his apartment. And I don't even know what the song was that he told me that he was singing to people, but I was just like, I don't understand why I'm not, like, you won't take me on a date. You're not serenading me. Like, why do all of these other girls get this? And I get to pretend I'm your girlfriend for 4 days and then not hear from you for 6 months. Like, that's not a good trade-off. Like, I don't want to pet the dogs, but I want to be serenaded and taken on dates. Like, why can't I have that? I would have to either ask him or go back in my journals to figure out like the timeline of things. And I'm not invested enough to answer this question, but I think that this is, I'm assuming here because the memories are not clear. I think what happened is he brought this girl to the movie. I got absurdly pissed off. And then he was like pissed off that I was pissed off and was like, you're not my girlfriend. Like, I go on dates. Like, why are you mad that I went on a date? And so that's why the pre-chorus was, who took that first step? You or me across that line? Because it was you, bro. But I mean, whatever. I was there too. So I was just angry when I wrote this. And then the chorus is the same as the first chorus. So I'm going to skip ahead to the epic bridge. Like, you couldn't tell me anything. Like, I remember I sent this to Cameron and I was like, tell me this is fire even if you don't agree, because I think this is fire. This is the most brilliant thing I've ever done. I maintain this. I think this is so good. Okay, anyway, lyrics of the bridge are, tell me, are you scared it would work too well? Or is me and you truly your mind's version of hell? And this was mostly, I was like, I legitimately want an explanation. Like, am I such a great option for you that scares you and you're sabotaging it? Or am I literally the worst option that you can think of? Are you actually just super repulsed by me? And if that's the case, like, why? And then I went on to ask, is any warm body enough for you? Does it never make a difference who is lying there too? I don't think he dated a whole lot of people, but in my mind, this man was screwing every woman in the city of St. Louis. So that's just been, I just wrote that story and ran with it. And then the bridge continues to ask, do you know you make me think if I make you want to drink, is my skin too dark? Do I have too many stretch marks? I was literally like, are you drinking because I'm in your life and I make you want to drink more and that's why you don't want to talk to me? Or do you hate black people? Or do you think I'm fat? Like, it was just going through all of the like, why are you dating this girl and not me? Because I'm awesome, but clearly you don't agree with me. And then the last chorus, so at the end we do the chorus twice. So the first chorus is the same as the first and the second chorus. And then the last time it changes a little bit to, are you sick of me or do you want me closer? Which I was still, the whole song is just like, bro, you don't know what you want. Let's analyze this. Make up your mind. Let's think this through. Is your door unlocked? It's yes or it's no, sir. This I just thought was funny because, again, I was being an asshole just to be like, in case you wanted to try to convince yourself that this song is not about you, he would always text me and just say that his door was unlocked when he wanted me to come over, which I found so irritating and cute at the same time because I was a psychopath. And then I like to call him sir because he often, I don't want to say like, this sounds really mean. It's not that he like talks down to people intentionally, but he talks to people like he's a dad and is like teaching you something, you know? And so I just like, whenever he says something to me, I'm either like, yes, sir, or okay, dad. Got it. Just because he hates it and it makes me laugh. And then the song ends with, I'll tell you what I want, tell you what I need. If you even care to know, you never even asked me. Which is the whole thing where I'm like, clearly you have no idea what you want. And I really want you to deep dive on it and figure it out so that you can tell me. But also, I would love for you to care about what I want because you kind of seem like you care about me sometimes. And if that's true, like, can you ask me? Look, I just wrote you a whole song full of questions because I want to know what's going on in your mind. And like, could you ask me some questions too? Oh my gosh, what a time. Shout out to all the girlies in situationships. You know, I saw a TikTok the other day that was trying to break down the fact that like we all expected Tortured Poets to be like a sad album about Taylor's like 6-year relationship and then breakup, but then it ended up most of the songs were about like a very short like few week, maybe a few month situationship that she was in. And so this TikToker was trying to break it down by saying like, you know, when you're in a relationship with someone for like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 years, like a really long time, then you kind of have more closure at the end. Even if they like abruptly break up with you and you don't get the closure, you're still like, I was in this for so many years. Like I tried, like I really, really tried. I really put myself out there. Like we exhausted all avenues and whatever. But when you're in a situationship and it's like 2 weeks long and then it's over, it's just like, did that even happen? Like, did I invent this? Am I okay? It's like, it's so much more second guessing and you think that you're crazy and you feel really crazy. And I'm like, oh my God, praise God, I'm not there anymore. And I kind of like, I agreed with this girl to a degree. I also feel like, and I don't know, like not all situationships are created equal. So it's not even that big of a deal. It's so funny though, because I just got a massage the other day and the lady giving me a massage was telling me about how she spent most of last year dating a guy that she very recently broke up with because she found out he was an alcoholic. And I was like, oh, do you want to talk about dating alcoholics? And she was like, were you in a situationship with one? And I just, oh my gosh, I was like crying on the table while getting, like crying, laughing on the table while getting a massage because it seems to just be a universal experience. But anyway, like, I just think that it's so funny. But I say this to say all feelings are valid and I do not care if the relationship lasted 5 days or 5 years. If it was intense for you, it was intense for you. And clearly 2023 Samantha had a lot of feelings. I think my therapist was very excited when it ended because she was like, I don't want to hear this man's name again. I low-key think she would have rather me gotten back in it with the married guy. I think that was easier for her. I think this was giving her whiplash. But in any case, everyone survived. We all made it to the other side. And much like when I first got the letter from the married guy confessing that he was married, I think it was like 3 years that I could not read that letter without crying. And I legitimately kept it because I was like, if I ever get to be an actress and if I'm ever on set for a role where I have to cry, I can whip out this letter and I will sob. And then one day, the letter just stopped being sad, and I do still have it, and now I can't read it without laughing. So I hope that's growth, because I'm like not where I was anymore. And so same, but I mean, I don't know. This song made me laugh when I wrote it. It makes me laugh now. The thing about music, you guys, it's like journaling, you know, it's like that's how you feel in that moment. And that might be a whole season. Like you might feel that way for weeks, or you might feel that way for months, or you might feel that way for years. But you also might feel that way for the 3 minutes that you wrote the song, and then you got the emotion out, and like now it's over. So I definitely, I remember sending him this song, and I remember him feeling really terrible. And I remember he said that like he felt like it was 3 minutes of me just yelling at him. And I was like, that's so interesting to me, because I don't receive this as me yelling at you at all. Like I receive this as me like expressing a lot of pain. Like it's me saying like, I'm hurt, why won't you love me? Basically. You know, it's kind of, it's giving Meredith Grey telling Derek, choose me, love me, pick me. Like it's, you know, it's giving desperation in a gross way, which is sad. But I don't feel like it's super, I mean, yeah, there are some targeted angry lyrics, but overall, I don't feel like it's a yelling song. I feel like it's a bop. Like this, I enjoy it so much. Okay, I hope that this entertained somebody out there even a quarter as much as it entertained me, because I will be listening to this song again the day that this episode is published so that I can laugh some more. I cannot be in a bad mood the week of my birthday. Okay, bye.
I'm not here to sugarcoat, life's already a bumpy road. Too much shelter causes pain, let's just be real honest. Things are gonna knock you down, avoidance will not help you out. Let's talk it through, here me and you, let's keep it real honest.